I mean, I'm sure I've even read it somewhere that condoms are like 99.9999999% safe as a method of contraception, right? But as it turns out, there's a 14% chance that you could fall pregnant if you're using condoms as your only method of contraception. So in today's video, we are going to be exploring, first of all, why? Why is this happening to us? Why am I falling pregnant if I'm using contraceptives? Second of all, how can I be pregnant from start to finish and not know? Third, and most importantly, what are the failure rates of individual methods of contraception and how to protect ourselves against unwanted pregnancies? Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Kabelo Hlopo. I am a pharmacist, and in today's video we're gonna be focusing on cryptic pregnancy, as when a woman is not aware that she's pregnant for the entire duration of her pregnancy due to subtle or absent pregnancy symptoms. There's another definition where a person is delusional and starts experiencing physical and physiological symptoms, but that's not what we're talking about today. And I'm not gonna be going through the classes of contraceptives. I'm just gonna be picking from each class what I know we have in our setting. But the first one, coitus interruptus, as you probably already know, is that even before ejaculation, there's semen that's been deposited or fusing with the female fluids. And it's not a sure thing that by the time the person registers to withdraw, there's no deposits of ejaculate that have been made into the female. So there's a 80% chance that it could fail. The second one is the rhythm method or safe period sex. This is when people decide that they're not gonna be having unprotected sex when they are ovulating. This has a 24% chance it could fail because of reasons like irregular periods or stress that affects your cycle, or like hormonal changes in your body. So yeah, that could be a reason why the rhythm method, because you don't always know when you're ovulating. To qualify the statement I made in the introduction where the condom is said to have a 14% chance of failure, it's similar with the diaphragm, that these ones have a higher propensity for human error. And it's not that if used correctly, the condom will protect you, like the 99.99% thing is accurate. But if you're relying on the condom solely as your method of contraceptive, what it means is if you forgot it, or you were in the moment, or it was not put on properly, or stealthing, which is non-consensual condom removal. Like, these are unfortunately the realities. So if you are not on you're not on the pill, you don't have your depot injection, and you're relying solely on the condom, or you're relying on the other person to carry the condom and to use it properly and to not remove it, so there's a huge risk associated with this. And then there are the combined contraceptives, the ones that have estrogen and progesterone, so the patch, the combined pill, the vaginal ring. The only downside with this is these have a 2% failure chance, simply because you have to remember to take it when you're supposed to take it. So the pill, every day, the patch, it's every week. And lastly, there's the IUD and the depot, and generally the ones that you do every so often. These ones are safe because the propensity for human error is substantially low, so that's why they're safer than everything else on this list. So causes of cryptic pregnancy: one is a history with infertility. So you've been told that you could never fall pregnant, and you do fall pregnant, but you are not expecting it, and you end up unaware that the symptoms you are experiencing are that of pregnancy. And the second one is when a woman is breastfeeding or they've recently been pregnant, they could experience a cryptic pregnancy because some people use breastfeeding as a method of contraception. So when you do fall pregnant and you're breastfeeding, you could still experience symptoms, but again, it doesn't register as pregnancy because you think by breastfeeding you're protecting yourself from an unwanted pregnancy. And then the third one, the most common one and the most horrifying one in my opinion, is if you're taking birth control. You could fall pregnant and not be aware because the hormonal changes in your body or the transient symptoms that you go through as you're nearing your period are quite similar to symptoms of pregnancy. So if you're taking, say, the pill and you miss it, or you don't take it how you've been told to take it, or you miss the date to go have your injection, you could fall pregnant and not know, because in your head you're like, but I am using contraceptives. And again, like we've already discussed, there's a failure rate associated with these things. So sometimes it's not even that you forgot to take it or you skipped your checkup appointment. Sometimes you're taking it as you should. Like, this is, I laugh, but it's terrifying. But yeah, you could be doing everything right and just you fall pregnant, and in your mind you're like, no way, no how. And you are in fact pregnant. So it goes undetected because you're not going to your scans, you're not taking your pregnancy test. And yeah. The last one is when you do have the symptoms of pregnancy and you chalk it down to just being PMS symptoms, but then you miss your period and then you take the pregnancy test and then it comes out negative. The reason this happens is there's a level of HCG, which is the hormone we test for when we are trying to detect if you're pregnant. Is there's a level it has to be at before it shows up in your urine and therefore producing a positive test. The test comes out negative because the HCG is not present in sufficient amounts yet to be detected in your urine and therefore to be read through a pregnancy strip. So that's the how part, like how do people fall pregnant and not know? So the why part, which is why would a person not know that they are pregnant? Like for 9 months, how do you go in for your annual checkup thinking maybe you have like a young heartburn situation and you are pregnant? So yeah, the why part. So number one would be irregular periods. People who have an irregular periods, okay, I must also define this. So irregular periods is when there's an 8-day variance in the number of days you take to complete your cycle. So if in 1 month you have like a 14-day cycle, and then the next month you have a 41-day cycle, and then for 2 months you miss your period, that's what constitutes irregular cycles. Or it's like less than 22 days or more than 34 days. So if you are, even if it's consistent but it's going on for like 35 days, that's irregular. Or 19 days, that's irregular. But anything between 22 and 32 and it's consistent, that's regular. So sometimes it's that people mistake implantation bleeding for periods. If you conceive in August, you get your implantation bleed in September. In October, when you start experiencing those mild to moderate, for some people, symptoms of pregnancy, it's easy for you to just decide or to not even register it as pregnancy. So again, how people miss cryptic pregnancy is that 10% of women do not experience nausea or vomiting. Some people don't even see a baby bump because of their weight, or other people have like strong abdominal muscles if you work out a lot. Also because now you're not experiencing the nausea and vomiting, which are typically the telltale signs of pregnancy. If you don't experience, if there's no abdominal bulging and you don't have nausea and vomiting, that's also how people miss the symptoms of pregnancy. So monitor your cycle, know when you're ovulating, know when you're supposed to change your patch, or know when your appointment to get your depot shot is. Generally, just be in tune. So yeah, that's it for today. That's all about cryptic pregnancy, and thank you so much for staying until the end. See you next Wednesday, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to comment, don't forget to leave a comment or question in the description so that I can know what you want to see more of.